do, always be together. Maybe not always. Hello, everyone, and welcome to EllynwithaY goes live Tuesdays at 10. Thank you so much for tuning in to the show this week over week. I'm always so grateful that everyone tunes in. Starting with a little ironic song, Stop by the Spice Girls. I started laughing before I went live because I was humming it in my head and I was like, I need somebody with a human touch. And I was like, don't we all? So to kick off my 59th episode, it's crazy because the last time I saw some of my family was the 50th episode. 10 weeks later, it's kind of crazy that we've all been separated for this long. We're usually together all of the time. I am so excited. I have an incredible guest this week. Yesenia Torres, the design director from Eloquii, is joining me. And if you can't tell, fifth up this week in my Eloquii fit. This is from the Refinery 29 x Eloquii collaboration. It was an awesome collaboration between the two brands. My friend Laura, hey, was the lead for Refinery on it. And that's how I was introduced to Yesenia. So I'm so excited to have her on the show. It's been a long time coming. First of all, I always say, start the show, take a deep breath, everyone collectively, in and out, take a breath. I feel more amped than usual. I don't know, there's like a weird frenetic energy. I was thinking about this day, I was talking to my mom and I'm like, I'm not immune to the insanity that is going on around us and feeling overwhelmed and feeling stressed. I come on here and I'm happy and I'm a ray of sunshine and that's how I am like 90% of the time, but I don't always feel this way. And I feel like you should know that I'm not this the entire time that I've been home quarantined. We're all human. So I hope that you're not being misled by my half hour of happiness every week and think that I'm like 24/7 like this. Everyone has their ups and downs. So I just want to help people not feel isolated or that they are maybe going through something that no one else is going through, because I see you. I relate. I want to do a big shout out to a couple of people. This is a big week. April 23rd is a very big day in my family because that is my cousin Michael's birthday. So happy early birthday to my cousin Michael. And he was on my show, so if you didn't see that episode, take a look. And also a very happy 43rd wedding anniversary to my parents. I miss you. I'm not gonna cry. I want to dive right into the hot topics. Last week I was promoting all the different really cool concerts, like the Disney at Home concert and the Jersey concert. Did anyone know that the World Health Organization had a concert this weekend? I think it was on CBS, and that's probably why I didn't know, because I don't really watch CBS. Like Lady Gaga, Beyonce spoke. That happened. So you can find that content probably on YouTube at some point if you're interested in seeing it. Something that's been bringing me a ton of joy, Max Greenfield from New Girl with his daughter on Instagram. They have the cutest series of him homeschooling. And it's obviously like cute staged little like 30-second clips. It's just really funny. Please, like, go on Instagram. They're literally so short and they're just gonna crack you up. Finally, I feel like I am a spokesperson for John Krasinski's Some Good News. Also, he's on TikTok, just FYI. He hosted a live prom and he had a lot of different celebrities come through. Before I get into how fun and cool that was, I do want to take a moment to like think about the fact that there's a lot of high school and college seniors who, and I feel really bad for college seniors, the end of their academic life is happening and they're not able to actually do a formal goodbye to it. I think it's really important to physically like pass through a threshold when you get your diploma because it helps you physically move on. It's tough. I mean, I couldn't imagine having the literal carpet ripped out from underneath me when I was a senior in college. Like, it was hard enough to say goodbye to my friends, and I had like senior week, we lived together. I mean, it was just, I could not imagine. So that's, that's something that they're going through. So just be cognizant. So the fact that John Krasinski did virtual prom for these kids, especially on TikTok, like, I just think it's really nice to think about that kind of stuff. I think we can all get really wrapped up in our day-to-day, especially if you are a little bit older. But anyway, so SGN had prom. They had Rainn Wilson, which is, for those of you that don't know, Dwight from The Office, and the Jonas Brothers and Chance the Rapper. But the coolest thing that I thought was pretty interesting in this episode was that, like, the International Space Station, NASA, sent in a news report from the space station, and like it was really beautiful, the images of the Earth and everything. But what was really cool is they're celebrating 20 years this year of continued human presence in space. Isn't that insane? 20 years we've had a human being out in space continuously, uninterrupted. That's incredible. I think what an achievement. We should all be so proud right now of that. And that's such a great way to end Hot Topics. Like, that's a really cool thing. I'm just checking in with everyone. Share my prom photo. Oh, actually, I think my prom photo is like, wait, that's actually really funny. Impromptu. This was Ellyn at prom. That's me. That's my sister. You can't see my whole outfit, but I am very tan. Very tan indeed. Very proud of that. Or I was back then. Tanning is not good for you. You should not lay in a tanning bed. Okay, so that is my hot topic. Moving into my what to watch segment this week. I started watching Ozark with Jason Bateman and Laura Linney. It is really, really good. It took me a second to get into it. I think because I was on a high from Money Heist, I kind of fought through the first season. But once they do an episode that's like a flashback episode, you're totally like hooked. It is intense, but also like Jason Bateman is like plays that really neurotic character well. I paused Money Heist. Oh, I paused Money Heist, but I'm going to come back to it because this leads me into my food for thought segment for the week, which is I started doing this thing during quarantine that I've never done before. And I think it's kind of weird, but I am going to out myself. So when I'm binging a show, usually I'm committed through and I just finish the show, whether that's in 24 hours if it's really quick, or whether it's over the course of time. I usually like focus in and like finish a show. But during quarantine, I started doing this weird thing where I will stop watching a show halfway through so that I can start another show, get invested in the next show, and then when that show is almost over, go back to the other one. So let me explain. I watched Money Heist up until season 3. I didn't watch season 3, so I only finished season 1 and 2. Then I jumped to Ozark and I watched season 1 and 2 of Ozark. So I still have season 3 and 4 of Money Heist, and I still have season 3 of Ozark. Now I started watching Outer Banks. Has anyone watched Outer Banks yet? Okay, the logo looks like early 2000s, like NCIS Miami vibes. It's cute. It's like a treasure hunt with these like young teenagers who don't act or seem like teenagers at all. And it's about a treasure hunt like in the ocean, buried treasure. It's very like light and fun, and it's really calming to watch the ocean. There's so much ocean. I've been sucked in. Outer Banks is where it's at. Oh my God, Ellyn, what aren't you watching at this point? I need a flow chart. When I finish a show, I really enjoyed the characters so much that I don't want to leave them, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to like prolong the experience of watching the show and literally read a book. So if a show or a movie that I really like has a book or a series, then I go and read the whole book and series. So like I really love A Discovery of Witches, and then I went off and read all of the books. I get so emotionally invested. I feel you. Yeah, you get like emotionally invested in the characters, and then like if it's like 8 episodes, you finish it so quickly and you're like, what happened? That's kind of my food for thought is, does anybody else do this? Probably not, but probably. All right, so I am going to pull up Yesenia. I'm so excited. Hi, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my God, of course. Welcome Yesenia to the show, the design director for Eloquii. I'm wearing an Eloquii fit right now.
I see that. I love it.
From our collab for Eloquii, which is a plus size fashion company. For those of you who do not know, get in the loop. So welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for giving me a reason to wash my hair.
Oh, I know that feeling. Me and dry shampoo are really good friends right now.
Yeah, it's been rough.
Yeah. So I wanted to dive in. How does one become the design director?
It's funny. I started thinking about becoming a fashion designer when I was in high school, not because I wanted to, but because a teacher forced me to. I was in this marketing class called DECA, if anyone remembers that.
Oh, yeah.
And I would like draw during that class, and they were like not great drawings for the record. And she would pass by and she'd be like, Yesenia, if you're going to draw in my class, like you should really like make a career out of it. And I was like, whatever. And she, I guess out of punishment, she was kind of like, you are going to put on a fashion show and it's going to be the DECA fashion show. And this is how we're going to get like money for the field trip for the end of the year. And I was like, put on a fashion show? What are you talking about, lady? And she's just like, yeah. She's like, I want you to figure out how to make a collection. And I was like, oh, this is scary. So I was fortunate that my grandmother, my whole life, knew how to sew. So my grandparents came from Cuba, and my grandmother needed a job when she got to the United States. And her first job was working in a factory. And she, like, when I wasn't raised by her, but I would stay with her during the weekdays when my parents were working. And she would like teach me how to make patterns and stuff because I was that kid that was like ruining all her curtains and her towels to dress Barbie. And they were disastrous outfits. So I came home and I was like, oh my God, Abuela, I need your help. I need to figure out like how to make a collection. And before I knew it, in 3 weeks, I had put together a like 10-piece collection for the first time in my life.
That's incredible.
And we had a fashion show and it was great. And then after that, I was like, okay, I guess this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I went to college for design. And I think where I got like a lot of my experience was trying to do internships. So I was 17 or 18 years old and I was living in Miami by myself. My parents had moved away and I was like, I'm staying and I want to do this fashion thing.
Wow.
And so I had to figure out how to hustle. So I took every internship under the sun that said fashion. If it said fashion in a listing, I was like, I will take it. So I did, like, I was a fashion editor for a magazine. I also did, like, fashion show production. Never produced a fashion show in my life. And I was like, oh, yeah, I can do that. I can totally do that.
Yeah.
And it was great because it opened a lot of doors. So I got to work in Miami Fashion Week and I like helped produce Heatherette shows. If you remember Heatherette,
yes.
Amazing. And also started to do some styling to pay the bills. I also was a paralegal assistant.
Oh my God.
But I knew nothing about law. My mom works in law.
Okay.
And like, I just, the law firm did her a favor. I was like, yeah, we'll give her a job here while she's in college.
Oh
and so
gosh.
I did that. So
that's incredible.
Yeah, I was very, very tired because
Hustle.
it was like do projects and go and do this fashion show and then come home and then go to your paralegal job. And like, I literally didn't sleep anything.
Yeah.
And I also was trying to be living my best life because I lived in Miami. So I was going clubbing and going out with my friends and it was a whirlwind. But
yeah.
Thankfully, because of that, I got a job 2 weeks out of college at Cosa Bella, which is a Italian like lingerie and intimates and swim company. And I was there for like, I don't know, less than a year. And my best friend is an amazing illustrator. And he was like, oh, I won this competition for White House Black Market, and I work here full time now, and you should come and work here too. And if any of you know anything about White House Black Market, they're in Fort Myers, Florida. Heaven's waiting room. Like, you go there to die. So I was about to turn 21 and deciding that I'll go live in Fort Myers.
Yeah.
But I was very like ambivalent about it. And so I was like, I'm going to do freelancing. So
oh my gosh.
off I went and I freelanced for maybe a year. And finally they were like, you're too expensive as a freelancer. You need to decide if you want a job here. So I took the job and turned into me being there for 9 years.
Wow.
Which is nuts because I would have never thought I would live in Fort Myers for 9 years. And I think that like working there helped so much with what my technical knowledge is and just like understanding businesses. I started there in woven tops, blouses. And that was like kind of easy because when you go to fashion school, everyone wants to do tops and dresses.
Okay.
But then like 3 months later, they're like, hey, would you like to do denim? And I'm like, you mean like pants? Like jeans? Like I don't wear pants. Pants don't even fit me.
Yeah, I hear that.
They're like, yeah, cool. Yeah, yeah, you're going to do denim now. I was like, oh, okay. So I learned denim, and then from denim I went to knit tops, and from knit tops I went to skirts. From skirts I went to dresses, and like before I knew it, I was like there for 9 years and learned all the categories.
That's incredible.
And I had been like, at this point in my life, I was like, I'm gonna live in Florida forever. I'm gonna have a beach house. I'm gonna get married. I'm gonna have babies. All these things, all of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I had been like gunning for a promotion, and it came to the point where like my boss was talking with me, and they were like, "Okay, it's gonna be soon." Blah blah blah. All this, everything I had like literally worked so hard for.
Yeah.
And I remember leaving her office and being like, "Oh, I don't want that. Like, what did I just do?"
That's like that gut feeling when you're like, I don't want it.
Yeah, and it was so weird because like I guess I didn't know that I didn't want it, but it finally took her saying like, "Yeah, you're gonna get it," for me to be like, "Oh, I'm not interested anymore."
Yeah.
And this was like within that same week. It was a weekend. I was at one of my best friend's wedding, and I was compelled to like open LinkedIn while I'm at a wedding having fun. And when I opened LinkedIn, the first thing that popped up was Eloquii Senior Designer. And I had been looking at Eloquii for years. And I would like look at their job listings probably like once a month. And I knew in my head that like one day that's where I want to work. I knew nothing about the company. I knew nobody that worked there. But I was like, I'm going to work at Eloquii. I'm a person of faith. So I was like, okay, God, this is your sign. You gave me a sign. This is it. I remember I left the wedding and I had a few drinks. So I was like, I'm going to send this huge letter.
Yes, liquid courage.
Yeah, exactly. I remember I was like, I'm going to send this letter to HR. And then I looked up one of our founders who is my boss. Her name is Jody, and she's wonderful. I sent her the same email. I was just like, they're never going to hire me. I live in Florida. They're in New York, like whatever. 2 days later, I kid you not, they reached out. It happened so fast. Like I was on the phone with HR, then on the phone with Jody, and then I was flying to New York that week. And within a week, it was like, okay, I got the job. I'm moving to New York, and I'm going to go work at my dream company.
Oh my gosh.
But
that is
like,
so wild. Like, I know I was saying this, like what's for you is for you. And I think that like fate, I believe in fate. I believe in like serendipity and like seeing the signs, but also, you know, I want to make sure everyone remembers the hustle that you put in, right? To have that kind of opportunity meet you at the place where you could take it on. Right. You had the experience, you had the know-how and the hustle for how many years to rise to that opportunity and like crush it. And now in New York, design director for Eloquii.
I know it's been an amazing experience. Like I remember when I took the job, I was like, oh, I can't wait to get there. I'm going to do amazing things for Eloquii. I'm going to shake up their designs. And like, I never thought that Eloquii needed me, but I was like, this is going to be great. Yeah. And like, what I didn't realize is like, I needed Eloquii more than they needed me. Even though I'm like living my dream and I'm designing clothing and like, I literally can design anything I want. And they just let you fly free. Like what I have gained from Eloquii was true acceptance of myself and loving myself and feeling like I can work somewhere where I don't feel different. And it's been like such a beautiful experience to work with people who they like just appreciate your craft and they don't question it. Like I had times in my past careers where they were like, well, you don't know how that fits. You can't try that on. How would you know if that is going to fit well or not? And like, that just never happens at Eloquii. And I feel like they saved me, saved me from myself, but not in a harmful way, but just like, I needed that shakeup in my life. I needed to like leave everything behind and start over because I was not like accepting and loving myself as much as I should have. I just always thought I will be Geppetto in the back room doing all this stuff, and no one will ever know who Yesenia Torres was.
No, and you deserve to be front and center. I mean, I wish I could gift people the experience of working somewhere like for you with Eloquii, with me with Refinery, a place that is so organic in its acceptance and celebration of individuals and each other. And you know, allyship in each other and the celebration and empathy and hearing each other's stories and believing each other's stories and the experience that we've all had. Like, you know, the fact that like jeans don't fit, you know, like, you know, the leather jacket, the story about leather jacket that you guys designed, like leather jackets don't usually fit right. And being able to work somewhere where you can, one, put products into the world that work for plus size people, but before even all of that, it's just, it's fashion and it's fun and it is for everyone. And I think that was something that you were saying about like, it's so fashion first, which I love.
When you go to work at Eloquii, like, you know, yes, we're a plus size brand. Yes, we cater to sizes 14 through 28, right? Like, we have to say that because if you're the plus size customer, you've never had anywhere you can shop. And so we want you to know, like, hey, we're here. We're available for you. We want to give you the opportunity to shine. But when you walk into Eloquii, we never talk about size. I've never been in one meeting where they have ever said to me, Yesenia, I just don't think that's going to look good on a size 24. I just don't think that's right for the plus size girl. There's nothing more liberating than that. And we literally just talk about fashion. Like, sometimes I feel like in this little office, we think we're like this couture house, you know, and it's just like dream big, dream as big as you can. And we want to make sure that we like praise this customer and make the customer feel as beautiful as possible, because that's the best feeling. You know, we have a few stores, and when you go into the store, it's amazing because you see these girls who are like becoming fangirls with one another, and they're like, oh my God, you look so great, this and that, whatever. And then you see this one girl just like standing in front of the mirror, and she will turn to the sales associate and just say, I never knew I was beautiful. I never knew I could look like this. And like, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Like, it's clothing, but we're changing lives. And I can say Eloquii changed my life. Like, it's like, it's a magical thing that I don't think I'll ever get if I work anywhere else in my life.
Oh my God, I literally could cry. That is so sweet. And I can't wait for everything to be open and I can go shop and I can like carry my bags on the street of Soho, all she. I wanted to ask you the story of one of your favorite or most memorable pieces that you put out.
We did a fringe dress, I think like 2 years ago. It was called the Rainbow Fringe Dress. And I remember, maybe it was like 2.5 years ago. It was very close to when I first started working there. And I remember I like walked in and like I have the most amazing design team. Like, they literally are like, yeah, let's do anything. Like, we'll do anything. And I remember I turned to the dress designer, Claire, and I was like, I really want to do a rainbow fringe dress. We're going to have this editorial that's going to be in the cherry blossoms. It's going to be beautiful. We need to have something like impactful. And our product development team, I'm pretty sure, was like, she's lost the plot. Someone please fire her. She's going to just waste all the money of the company and we're not going to be profitable, right? And it was like such a journey, because I remember going back and forth with India, and they were like hand dyeing each strand of fringe, and then they did it all by hand. And like at the end of the day, the dress came in and it was beautiful. But then we were like, oh my God, we're going to have to retail it so high because it costs so much for us to make. And our CEO is wonderful, and she's truly a business person. And like, for you to impress her, like, it's usually something that's around math and business and this and that, whatever. What happened that day, I'll never forget. It really just like threw her off. The rainbow fringe dress went live. It was like on the landing page. The model was Anita. She was in the cherry blossoms. Like, her hair was blowing in the wind. And I kid you not, we literally broke the website because it sold out in 3 hours.
I love it.
This dress that people were like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Are we going to sit on inventory of this thing? Like, it cost us so much to make this. Gone in 3 hours. And like, our CEO till this day, like, always talks about the magic of the rainbow fringe dress. And it has nothing to do with the specific design. It just has to do with, this customer has never had anything so special and unique that like the moment they see it, they want it and they have to have it. Like, I literally got so many comments from people being like, I have no idea where I'm wearing this, but I have to have it.
I love that. And I think what an amazing story for you, like the validation to be able to be like, I stuck with my vision. I stuck with this creative idea and saw it through.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh my God. I want to tell everyone you can go shop. There are amazing sales. My cart is full. So definitely make sure you take a look. The spring collection just launched.
Yep.
So cute. It is my style. I'm very obsessed with it. So everyone just shop, shop, shop. Support the economy. Everyone spend your money. Shop.
Yes, I remember. Eloquii is still a small business. People think that we're like some big business. I'm like, nope. It's just like 50 of us.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
that's incredible. Crazy. Oh my gosh. Well, we'll all do like an EllynwithaY meetup in Soho one day.
Oh, I love that. I would love that.
I'm going to tell everyone we're all going to go shopping. Before the end of the show, I'm going to play a quick game. So we're going to do Would You Rather. And I did a couple of like funny, slightly fashion related ones.
Okay. I can't wait.
So, Yesenia, would you rather wear stretchy pants or sweatpants?
Oh my God.
You're like, neither.
Exactly. But I will tell you, I would probably rather wear stretchy pants because anyone who's on here that knows me knows that I will not, I like refuse to be seen in sweatpants out in the public because I'm always like, that's bad for my rep. If you're plus size, everyone assumes that you only wear sweatpants and t-shirts, and that is not it.
Mm-hmm. No, it's true. It's true. There's like this weird, like negative perception of like what people think. Yeah, that's actually, and everyone, that is what is being aware and waking up to what a lot of people have to deal with about other people's assumptions.
That's right.
Okay, one more question in my 3,000 Would You Rathers book.
I love this.
Would you rather, this is very extreme, would you rather wear wet underwear in the cold or gloves in the heat?
Oh, probably gloves in the heat.
Right?
I feel like nobody wants a wet, cold crotch.
No.
Like, I'm just concerned about like sanitary issues.
I was going to say, from like a sanitary perspective, I feel like this is just like a no from most women.
Yeah. I don't think the gynecologist would be very happy that I did that.
No, definitely not. I'm like reading that again and I'm like, that just feels like a clear answer.
Yeah.
There really isn't another answer for women.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show this week. I'm so glad that we were able to do this. And definitely we need like a Soho Eloquii store rendezvous when we are all free.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's schedule it. I'll be there with bells on.
Yes.
We'll have champagne and we'll shop. And
I love it.
Tell each other how pretty we are.
Yes. Oh my God, that's perfect. That sounds like a date. I love it. Thank you so much for coming on this show.
Thanks
I'll see you
for having
later.
me.
Bye.
Bye.
Way into our careers and the serendipity of it all. I'll have to go into more detail about like how I kind of fell into my career at some point because it's like very weird how I got to where I am. So maybe I'll talk about it on the 60th episode, which is next week. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my guest, Yesenia, for joining me this week. I appreciate you tuning in week over week. It means a lot to me, and I hope that this brings you a little bit of joy and you catch yourself smiling while you're watching the show, because that is the whole point, to spread joy and to spread smiles. And I hope that this show is able to do that. And if it is, I hope that you spread the message of the show, share the show, but also just try to make somebody smile, because that's all we can really give to each other right now, I feel like, is comfort and compassion, and try to make someone smile and laugh. I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you next week for my 60th episode. Thank you all so much. I love you and miss you. Bye. Hi everyone, thanks for watching. To subscribe to my channel, click here. And to watch more videos, click here. Be sure to like, comment, and hit the bell so you get notified every time I upload a video.